Hey guys, Shooter Full of Holes here, and with a new video on recurves. I'd like to discuss 3 of the recurves that I have come to acquire, and I will tell you what, I'm so happy that I have these 3 bows to compare because, it's I'm normally buying and selling bows, and it's tough to, kind of keep them. So, and I will be, selling some of these to some of my friends because I know that they want them. So, but let's start with the review. So, you all have probably seen the video that I did on the Bobbly, and I'll tell you, I am so. This is a bow that every other recurve for me has to beat. Bobbly did his homework from the very beginning, created a very beautiful, stunning bow, and this is a 54 pound at 28 inches, and it is a 54 inch AMO. So I'm going to show you a bit of a close-up so you can see the beautiful woods that this bow has. Just beautiful. That's Shedwa. That is maple burl. Beautiful. Just exactly what you expect out of a Bobbly exotic. And this thing is a dream to shoot. Oh, fast, very nice and fast, very smooth. Just awesome stuff. I have a Thunderhorn quiver, and boy do they make awesome quivers. They're a little bit on the heavy side, but you know what, man, they are just beautiful, beautiful craftsmanship on the quivers. So all in all, both complement each other very, very well. I'm using Easton Axis arrows, very small diameter arrows, really increase your penetration. I'm using Magnus broadheads, and I have not gone out and tried to hunt with this bow yet. I don't know what it is. It's not that the recurves scare me. I'm scared to go out hunting with this bow and something will happen to this bow. And I love it so much that I prefer to keep it in my safe for now. And I would rather hunt with a substitute. That's where these come in. So anyway, this is the bow to beat. The Bobbly exotic. That bow is anywhere between $750 and $1,000, depending, how you, if it was old stock or it's been sitting for a while, that kind of stuff. If you order it to your specifications, you're definitely going to pay a bit of money, but it is well worth it, especially when you know what you want for a recurve. I unfortunately have a disease called collectionitis, which basically means I just collect everything. Yep, that's me. So anyway, this is the Fredbear Kodiak Magnum. I got this thing for a steal on eBay. If you really want to know, I spent south of basically $285. So it was $280. That's including the shipping. So guys, that was a hell of a deal for me, because this bow brand new is $500. And you could buy an older bow from the 70s for around about that price. So, which would work perfectly fine too. And you know what? The specs are the same, etc., etc. But I wanted the 50th anniversary one. That's exactly what this is. There it is, 50th anniversary. So from 1961 to 2011. So this bow was made in 2011. The gentleman that had it before me probably only shot it 6 times in total. As you can tell, the Bob Lee and pretty much all these bows have these puff balls. Now the balls on this bow haven't puffed up enough yet because I have not shot it that much. I just got it about 2 weeks ago. The other thing you'll notice is that the finish on the actual bow is not as shiny. It's a little bit more of a matte or a flat. The other thing you'll notice is the handle is a little more raised, but it feels very nice in the hand. It turns your wrist a little bit and makes it feel like you're shooting a slingshot. It's really, really cool. Feels just right for me. This is a 52-incher AMO, and like I said, if you have a 28-inch draw or less, this is definitely the bow for you. Now remember, this is we're talking about your recurve draw length, not your compound draw length. So for your recurve draw length, you basically have to draw a recurve and get measured. So from the string to the throat. This bow is so well designed. It's very light. It has the inserts for a quiver, but I'm just not so sure that you could put a quiver that would really work very well. What I mean is that, like for example, on the Bob Lee, I have my quiver like another, on each side is another 6 inches, you know, on the limb further down, so that the arrows can be, you know, properly positioned on the quiver. Whereas here it's going to be so tight, I don't know if the arrows will stay well enough, or they might be so long that they pass the tip of the bow, and I don't like that. So I don't know, I might get a Thunderhorn quiver for it, and just a strap on also. I might try that one on for that quiver on here to see how that works out. But anyway, very, very nice bow, very light, very very well made. So really good looking, has that grayling green as they call it. One thing I'll tell you is that I've shot between 50 and 100 arrows through this thing, and it's already showing a little bit of crazing, especially where the bow flexes, which I only thought that happened with bows that, you know, older, but well, I guess not. So, but I'm okay as long as nothing else happens. So finally the third bow, can't talk right now. The Fredbear Grizzly. This is absolutely from the 70s. I couldn't tell you exactly what year. And I'm sure I could look up the serial numbers and all the stuff, blah, 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 but I'm not going to do that. So, 70s is good enough. So, one thing you'll notice is the finish is definitely a lot shinier on these bows from the 70s. And I think this has Shedwa and Paduk, maybe? Or Bobinga, I don't know. I'm not very good with my woods, but, you know, beautiful woods too. You know, you gotta give those guys props, man, from the 70s, you know. Grizzly, 50 pounds. This is 50 pounds at 28 inches. 56-inch AMO. The Kodiak the Kodiak Magnum is also 50 pounds at 28 inches, but is a 52-inch AMO. So basically I have 56, 54, and 52. The only thing about the Bob Lee is that it has 4 pounds of draw weight more than these two other bows. But since the Kodiak Magnum is 2 inches shorter, I am probably going to get to draw it back a little bit more, and probably stack on a little bit more poundage, which will probably make up for any loss in speed. So I'm hoping that the Kodiak Magnum is going to shoot around about the same velocity as the Bob Lee, because like I said, it is definitely the bow to beat. So I'm going to cut and go straight to the CHRONY. And so the arrows that I will be using, I'm going to be using gold tip traditionals. Total arrow weight is, so I think it's 464, but I will definitely put that in the description just to make sure, so you have the correct arrow weight. But it really doesn't matter. I'm shooting all 3 bows with the same arrow, or I could change and shoot the eastern axis, and well, it's, you know, the readings might be a little bit different, but you know, still going to have the same difference in velocities. So all right, there we go. Okay guys, I have the CHRONY set up. Probably shooting about 5 yards in total, maybe about 2 yards away from the CHRONY. So we're going to start off with the Bob Lee. Now I'm going to shoot all 3 of them with the same arrows. I'm going to be using the gold tip traditionals. Like I said, I'll give you the arrow weight in the description. But really, it doesn't matter. You know, we're just seeing which one beats which. You know, which bow will beat the other bow. So it doesn't matter if I use the eastern axis or if I use this. I mean, yeah, for you know reference, it does help knowing the weights. But so I'll give you the weights of the gold tips. But we'll start with the Bob Lee, because in my opinion, this is definitely the one to beat, because mainly it has 4 pounds of draw weight over the other 2. But apart from that, like I explained a little earlier, the difference between this and the Kodiak Magnum. So I'm going to take 3 shots through the CHRONY, and I'm going to call out the velocity. I don't have my phone rigged up to it like I normally do. So here we go. Shot number 1 with Bob Lee and gold tip traditionals. 169 feet per second. 166 feet per second. 168 feet per second. So not bad velocity. And I'm gonna retrieve my arrows, and now we're on to the Bear Kodiak Magnum. This is the 50th anniversary edition. So 1961 to 2011. So basically this is a 2011 model. I love how light this bow is. I really love that angle of the handle too on my hand. So I'll shoot it through the CHRONY. 168 is, I think, the fastest that the Bob Lee got to clock. So remember, the puff balls aren't exactly all puffed out, so it might make a little bit more noise. Shooting gold tip traditionals, and here we go. 3 shots through the CHRONY. 167. Feet per second. 169 feet per second. So already it's beaten the Bob Lee by 1 foot per second. That to me is very, very impressive. 166 feet per second. Whew, smoking. Wow. I am very, very impressed with this bow today. Guys, I think I have found an equalizer to the Bob Lee. Wow. You know, I thought the Bob Lee was gonna smoke it. I really did. And you know, there's no denying it. I shot him. I shot the same 3 arrows, the exact same 3 arrows through the CHRONY. They're wow. I am very, very happy with both. Trust me, I'm not complaining. I'm just astounded at what the Kodiak Magnum can do. 50-year-old design, people. Check that out, huh? Wow. All right, now we're gonna go on to the Bear Grizzly. I'm gonna retrieve my guys. Now we're gonna test the final bow, the Bear Grizzly. This is a 56-inch AAMO. Using the gold tip traditionals, and let's see how fast this thing will clock at. So here we go. 157. $158. Oh, Butterfingers. 150. So I'd say roughly 10 feet per second slower on the Grizzly. Probably the AMO, you know, affects it. So longer the AMO, probably I'm going to lose more speed. I can't draw back as, you know, those limbs far back as I need to. So, and which, you know, if I really think about it, which is probably the gaining edge on the Bear Kodiak Magnum, that extra 2 inches, or that 2 inches less that it's that's allowing me to draw back that those limbs, is probably that edge that gives it and makes it keep up with the Bob Lee. Because you know what, I'll tell you, man, you know, it's impressive to me that the Kodiak Magnum made me eat my words. I honestly thought that the Bob Lee, just by the design, the way things looked, you know, that it was going to clock faster. I am stoked that they both shoot at the same speed, because you know what, that's awesome. That is absolutely awesome. That means I have at least a practice bow for a freaking quarter of the price, you know. So, oh yeah, if you're wondering, by the way, how much I got the Kodiak Magnum, I bought it for $280. You can't even buy a brand new one for that amount. So I mean, brand new ones are through the roof, $500. So in my opinion, that was a steal. So I honestly thank the guy that sold it to me. Thank God I won it and all that stuff. But so there we go, man. Wow. Very, very, very impressed with the Bear Kodiak Magnum. Very impressed with it. The Bob Lee, you know what? I knew that was impressive from the get-go. So that bow to me is a bow that I will, like I said, never give that bow up. In my opinion, when it comes to recurves, every other bow is trying to, you know, grow up and be a Bob Lee. It's just that simple. But in my opinion, the Kodiak Magnum definitely has the big boy pants on today. So anyway, I hope this video helped you out. You know, definitely if you're on a budget, like I said, Bear Kodiak Magnum, 52-inch, especially if you're shooting 28 inches or under, this thing is definitely a laser. Very, very nice bow, feels very good in the hand. If you're not used to shorter bows, it takes a little it takes a little getting used to. But once you do get used to it, you realize that, man, these are so comfortable. They're just in the right spot. So anyway, you know, like I always say, go out in the woods, put up a target, shoot it full of arrows.